Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. So we are hearing this morning that talks have stalled, quote unquote, between the Charlotte Hornets and Kemba Walker. Now we know the Charlotte Hornets, they are allowed to offer a supermax to Kemba Walker, but everybody's been skeptical whether or not the Hornets are going to actually go in that direction. They know that paying Kemba Walker that much money in a team that's already not in the greatest position salary cap wise will definitely hinder them in trying to build whatever they're trying to build in the future. And maybe it might be time for the Charlotte Hornets to go into somewhat of a rebuild mode. Now, we all know that Kemba Walker has spent all 9 of his NBA seasons with the Charlotte Hornets. We've seen some teams like the New York Knicks, the Dallas Mavericks, even the Los Angeles Lakers as all teams that could be interested in Kemba Walker. What we're hearing right now is that for the New York Knicks, Kemba Walker is more of a plan B type of guy. If all else fails, Kemba Walker's still available. That's when the New York Knicks are going to go after Kemba Walker. But the team that is currently the front runners, currently the favorites to land Kemba Walker is the Boston Celtics. Yes, the Boston Celtics are a team that is interested in bringing in Kemba Walker. Now, for all of that to happen, a lot of things are going to have to happen first, right? Of course, the main one, Kyrie Irving is going to have to decide to leave. I think if Kyrie Irving wants to come back to Boston, he will have a spot in Boston. But more than likely, it looks like he's on his way out of town, which means, yes, you will get that off your books salary cap wise. Al Horford looks like all plans now is pointing to Al Horford leaving. If he in fact leaves, they don't re-sign him, that frees up the salary cap space. But the whole thing with Baines, that ends up opening up some space. But then Terry Rozier, that is the main obstacle. He's a restricted free agent. Do you want to renounce his rights? If you renounce him, you then have $34 million available in cap space that you could go out and you could sign Kemba Walker for that 4-year, $141 million contract. Of course, the Charlotte Hornets could offer a 5-year, $220 million contract. So a lot of money that could potentially be lost from 4 years to 5 years and then just millions of dollars in between that Charlotte could potentially offer. But it looks like they are not even close to offering that type of money. And Kemba Walker could be on its way out. Now on the court, just stylistically, how does Kemba Walker fit in to Boston without the Al Horford, of course, without Terry Rozier because he won't be there, without Kyrie Irving because he won't be there? How will having Kemba Walker benefit the team? I'm one of the believers that think the Celtics are better off keeping Terry Rozier as opposed to going out and spending that extra money and getting a guy like Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker is a baller. Kemba Walker is one of the top 10 best point guards in the NBA. He's clearly the number 2 point guard who's an unrestricted free agent this summer. But Kemba Walker, at least game-wise, isn't that much of a better point guard than what you could get out of Kyrie Irving. Matter of fact, I don't think he's a better point guard at all than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's a better offensive guy. I think he's a better scorer. I think he does all around better things. But this is an NBA 2K, right? You have to put together the best team. And that's where the value of Kemba Walker could come in. Kemba Walker is a natural leader. Kemba Walker is going to fit in with other players in that locker room. That is something that Kyrie Irving did not do. So yes, you do take a small step back, but he's not that much worse than Kyrie in a lot of those aspects, right? Kemba Walker is an underrated player, in my opinion, and a player who's been severely underpaid. So it makes sense for him to go out there and get his money. It's not like he got paid in any other contracts. He had one of the worst contracts, at least on the player side, over the past few seasons. He's going to want to get his money, but I think going to another team like Boston, he's also going to want to win. You can see the appeal if you're Kemba Walker, because like I said, a team that can win, a team that's going to need that point guard, you're going to fit right in. As long as you are okay with those players in that locker room, you may, find yourself giving up a little less shots. But even then, that may not necessarily be the case either, because we all know Kyrie found a way to get his shots up also. So from a perspective of losing Kyrie Irving, and you end up with, of course, Kemba Walker, not in the way that you would have liked, because meant you lost Al Horford, and it means you're not going to have Terry Rozier back unless there's just no market for Terry Rozier, which I just simply don't see happening. You end up with Kemba Walker. Not a bad plan at all. That still keeps you among the top teams in the Eastern Conference for you to try to compete. And you try this thing all over again with Kemba Walker as your point guard. So I'm not in love with the deal. Obviously, by the way, I'm talking, you guys can probably get that vibe. I'm not in love with the deal, but it's not a bad plan to fall back on. And if you're looking at the teams that are interested in Kemba Walker, like I said, the Dallas Mavericks, that's a team that could have a strong shot at trying to get a Kemba Walker. The Knicks look like it's a team that's a backup plan for both sides, for Kemba Walker and, of course, for the New York Knicks. The Lakers looks like a stretch at this point. You still have the Charlotte Hornets. Do they agree to the deal? Because they can offer so much more in a place that he's been, in a place that he will rather play if he could get the money situated. If none of that falls through, the Boston Celtics think they have a shot. As of right now, though, something tells me this contract situation will eventually get worked out. And I think maybe he stays in Charlotte. But, of course, I could be wrong. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. Do you see Kemba Walker with the Boston Celtics? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think he goes back to Charlotte? Or do you think he decides to take his talents elsewhere to one of the other teams that I just mentioned? You guys let me know how you guys feel about that in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.